Yo, what's up, y'all? Uh, Grayson here, and I hope you are all having a good day. And so, yeah, this stream is going to be a little different from some things I've done in the past. If you've been subscribed to my channel for at least a year, you might remember me looking at that huge ass iceberg. It's only grown over time, but I can't view it anymore. Why? So I figured, fuck it. Uh, so Lost Media, something I've been intrigued for years now, ever since, I don't know, I guess late 2019, early 2020. I can't exactly remember. But overall, the community has grown big and lots of things have been found over the years. And heck, just go subscribe to Blame It on George, by the way. He's done several lists about the things that were found for the past 3 years. And he honestly wouldn't. And honestly, he's an amazing person. So yeah, 2025 January was a pretty good year. We actually have 8 things that were completely found, and so this stream is going to be going over the things that were lost media that was completely found in January of 2025. Here are the here are the things that are going to be. Here's here are the rules that I'm going to be putting. I'm only going to be talking about the things that were completely found, as in the mystery was completely solved. Something I will not be talking about is the iOS game talking SpongeBob SquarePants. As while one of the versions has been found, it's the other another version of it is still missing. So just give me 1 second, and I will get started real soon. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for the wait, but okay, let's get started. Here were things that were completely found. Oh, and heads up if you hear me stutter, some of these don't have articles on the Lost Media Wiki, so I had to come up with stuff myself. Anyway, first up, uh, and this will be banners. So the first one is something called the Chic. Um, I'm not sure if I can say this one out loud, but yeah, you can make that. You can figure this one out here. So this piece of media that was found, the very first piece found on New Year's Day, is a formerly unavailable cartoon starring Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, a Disney character that, from what I've heard, predates Mickey Mouse. Now, the wiki has a page of his cartoons lost from 1927 to 1928. However, this one comes from 1929. In this short, Oswald and his girlfriend basically go about their day when Oswald asks her for children, she says no, and then Oswald decides that life's not worth living, so he decides to get rid of it all. But given that he's called Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, all of those attempts go to shreds, and the short ends up with him saving his girlfriend from a burning building. And yeah, keep in mind this was the 1920s when this self-harm thing wasn't meant to be taken seriously as far as I'm aware of. This shirt, as far as I'm aware, wasn't available for years, but it was known that some film library in Wisconsin did have it. But it was ultimately discovered and available on New Year's Day after entering the public domain. Personally, I found this while looking through the Wikipedia article on Oswald's filmography. So, and there are YouTube uploads, so go check it out if you're curious. I do a lot better. Okay. Okay, next up. Next up is the Invincible Space Streaker English dub. So, okay. This English dub is apparently is one for a 1977 Taiwanese film in the tokusatsu genre. But for those who don't know what tokusatsu is, it's basically a germ of Japanese films that use heavy special effects. In the original country it was made in, it was apparently titled Invincible Flying Jinggang. Apologies if I mispronounced that. My Chinese is not that good. A poster for this version of the film was discovered in October of last year, and this version of the film is apparently distributed, and the company that distributed this film was IFD Films and Art Ltd. There's back in the late 1970s. It's been believed that this is the version that that released in countries like Lebanon, Egypt, and Pakistan. It would all and apparent an unreal. I'm not sure if this is related or not, but there was apparently another English an English dub distributed by Pan Video, which is an Indonesian home video distributor. Notable because apparently the Mandarin language was banned during this time period, and they were required by law, and so Mandarin films were required by law to be dubbed in English. Yeah. And over the course of last year, contacts were being made with help with Buddy Presetio, I think. And eventually on January 2nd, a DVD ISO of a Betamax tape from Indonesia with the English dub was uploaded to the Internet Archive. It's in the quality is very inconsistent, but it is technically found. So if you want to check it out, go for it. Okay. Next up. Next up is Astro Code. This game from 1984 was made for the ZX Spectrum console. For those who don't know, this was a console that was basically a home computer. They first began in the early 80s, but discontinued sometime in the early 90s. In this game, you repair a damaged circuit in a spaceship. It was apparently compared to another game in some magazines called Mastermind, which is a game that involves a player taking guesses of a string of code created by another. No information on how many copies of this game were sold has ever been released, though it seems to have only been released in the UK, which kind of would make sense considering this was 1984, the year after the video game crash hit in the United States. Then, on January 5th, someone by the name of Don Cleon had dumped various ZX Spectrum games, with this being one of them, and was uploaded to the Internet Archive. Looking at the gameplay myself, it has this very annoying beeping sound. I'm not sure if this went through several ZX Spectrum games, but if it did, let me know. Rock Feud pilot. I'm pretty sure the game show Family Feud needs no introduction, as it's a pretty iconic game show. And while many people know its official spin-off Celebrity Family Feud, there was apparently another one planned. This version was called Rock Feud, which would have been similar to Rock and Roll Jeopardy, and it would even air on the same network as it, VH1. The gameplay was like normal Family Feud, except a bit more edgier, with the families being replaced by rock bands, and then the pilot, the bands Save Ferris and Lit. The pilot was hosted by comedian and future Mad TV cast member Johnny A. Sanchez. It was nearly picked up by VH1, but they scrapped it, and it's never been said why. Though it's been speculated that since Rock and Roll Jeopardy was canceled the same year this pilot was to be picked up, it's why VH1 passed on it. Only small mentions of the pilot have been around on the internet, but on December of last year, a clip of the pilot was posted to Wink Martindale's official YouTube channel, sneak peeking it to be released. Finally, on January 10th, my birthday, the pilot was uploaded to his YouTube channel, former game show host Wink Martindale, and yeah, it's now viewable. Fish, Atari 2600. Okay, this one's interesting. On the same day the Rock Feud pilot was found, apparently a prototype of a previously unknown Atari 2600 game by someone named Dutchman 2000 had had be surfaced on an Atari forums page. This game was just called Fish. In the game, you play as, well, a fish, basically trying to eat things like bugs and squids without getting eaten by bigger fish. The prototype was dated December of 1983, and the year might have got that year, as I said before, was the year of the video game crash. So if this game was planned to get released, it's likely the crash might have affected it. There is another video on YouTube talking about it. I don't remember who it was by, but if you could find it, check it out. Star in the Forces of Evil Nickelodeon pilot. I'm pretty sure most people know the Disney cartoon Star versus the Forces of Evil, but I'm pretty much everyone knows about its missing pilot was found back in summer of 2023. But apparently there was another pilot that was recently found on the 20th. It just happened to show up online and was apparently pitched to Nickelodeon in 2009. And at the end, there's even a Nickelodeon ident. The pilot is very different, with only the only recognizable character being Star. Completely different art style, and even Star is voiced by Gray Delisle in this Griffin in this pilot. You know, the same person behind Daphne and Scooby-Doo. Yeah, I know there are more arc ones, but that was the first one that came to mind. Sorry. But yeah, this pilot's an interesting watch. It's only just over a minute and a half. And now, finally, for the last two, I actually kept up with the searches for this one. Portal. Portal was a series that aired on the now defunct G4 network in the early 2000s. It was pretty much one of the launch programs. It was basically a show about it's basically sketch comedy, but very poorly made with using several cutscenes in video games and some stuff. This show feels like a YouTube poop from the episodes I've seen, or crudely made YouTube video. Ugh. After the show was canceled, the show reran until 2008. Since then, some episodes have aligned, but there would be for the past few months. And on January 22nd, the final 3 episodes missing were uploaded by YouTube user GavHell, who has been uploading a lot of G4 lost content. By the way, I got subscribed to GavHell subscribed to me, so shout out to him. And good work on the search, dude. And finally, one more thing. African Skies. This was a drama series that aired on Family Channel from 1992 to 1994. For those who don't know, Family Channel was essentially an early version for ABC Family, now Freeform. It was basically about a family, a boy who joins his mother in apartheid South Africa. The show is incredibly obscure, and the series was only found after a user named Freelights Lost and Found was able to get in contact with the actor who played one of the main character, Simon James. James, as far as I'm aware, he also created a YouTube channel dedicated to uploading African Skies episodes. And just a few days ago, on January 30th, he would upload the final missing episode, rendering the entire series as found. Also, he also replied in one of my comments saying that he'll be creating a TikTok account with short edits of the show in order to bring more to the channel. So if you happen to come across it, if you have a TikTok account and happen to come across it, check it out. And yeah, those are the 8 things that were completely found in January. Overall, I think for Lost Media, this wasn't too big, but I don't think it was too bad either. I'm interested to see what we find in this month. So yeah, thank you for tuning in to the stream. If you liked what you saw, let me know in the comments if I should do one for February. Oh, and if some things that I missed that end up be on the lookout for the Lost Media Found in 2025 video by Blame It on George at the very end of 2025. It'll probably have the stuff I talk about here. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Oh, and I'll be adding a thumbnail to the stream. Bye.